Add a teaspoon of salt to about 200 grams of shrimp meat. And then we mix them together. And then marinate it for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, drain away the excess water. And you may wonder why we do this. This is to make the shrimp to become more crunchy. Then we clean the shrimp under running water and repeat this for a few times until the water runs clear. Drain the shrimp and put it on a kitchen towel. Spread the shrimp to a thin layer to remove any excess water. Now the shrimp is ready for the next step. Coarsely chop the bamboo shoot to small pieces. Some recipes include pork fat, but I omitted in this recipe for a healthier version. And also coarsely chop the shrimp meat. Then mix both together, and of course add the seasoning, the salt, the sugar, the pepper, corn flour. Corn flour helps to bind all the ingredients together. And don't forget to add some Shaoxing wine and just a little bit of sesame oil. After that, mix everything together for about 2 minutes. The corn flour will bind all the ingredients together. And it's best to chill it for at least 30 minutes so that it's easier to handle while wrapping the dumplings later. While we're waiting for the fillings to become cold and easy to handle in the refrigerator, prepare the dumpling wrapper. The ingredients for the wrapper is somewhat different from other pastry, as the main ingredient is wheat starch and some tapioca starch in it, or you can use corn starch as a substitution. Add a pinch of salt and mix all the starches together, and at the same time prepare boiling water. Pour into the starch mixture, much like making cream puff. Make sure the water is boiling or else it doesn't work. Mix it all together for 1 to 2 minutes until it forms a dough. Place the dough on a flat surface. Knead it until it becomes smooth. And then cover it for 5 minutes to let the dough relax. Divide the dough into small portions, 1 portion for 1 dumpling. The weight of 1 portion is normally between 10 to 20 grams. It depends on how large you want the dumplings to be. Then cover the dough again until you want to roll them out to become a wrapper. Most of the dim sum chefs use the Chinese cleaver to roll out the dough. Before that, apply some oil to the cleaver. Flatten the dough with your palm. Press the cleaver onto the dough. Drag the dough with the blade of the cleaver to form a flat, thin circular wrapper skin. Drag and press for several times to form a round shape and until it becomes very thin. Let's roll out another wrapper. This is by far the best method, but it does take some practice to master it. Make it as thin as possible until it becomes translucent, but be careful not to break it. Some very talented dim sum chefs can form the paper thin layer by just a few strokes. But if you think it is a little bit too difficult, there's an alternative. Pick up your rolling pin and roll it just like any other pastry. Now it comes to the fun part, and perhaps the most challenging part of making a shrimp dumpling. Hold the tumbling skin in your hand and place the fillings off-center, slightly towards the thicker side of the dumpling skin. Then pleat the dumpling by pushing the dumpling skin with the index finger of one hand and press to secure the pleat with the other index finger of another hand. And repeat this for a number of times and use your thumb to push the filling down into the cavity to hold the filling. Then finally seal up the dumpling nicely. I repeat once more how to wrap the dumpling. First, hold the dumpling skin in one hand and place the filling off-center, slightly toward the thicker side of the dumpling. And then pleat the dumpling by pushing the dumpling skin with the index finger of one hand and press to secure the pleat with the index finger of the other hand. And repeat this for a number of times and use your thumb to push the filling down into the cavity to hold the filling. And finally, seal up the dumpling nicely. It's really not that difficult. The final step is to steam the dumpling. Put the dumplings on an oil baking paper to prevent them from sticking. Always use boiling water to steam for about 6 minutes. When the dumplings are ready, you can see the shrimps turn pinkish through the semi-transparent dumpling skin, and it's time to savor one of the most delectable